What is up, everybody? You're listening to an all-new episode of the Christian Gray Snow Show, a podcast from Hurrdat Media. I'm your host, Christian Gray Snow, and today is our Thanksgiving episode, so hopefully you are listening to this while being overly stuffed from the holiday festivities. Maybe you're even enjoying some leftovers as you're listening to this, but nonetheless, it's time for our weekly Real Housewives chit-chat, and we've got plenty to discuss, so let's get started. All right, well, as I just said, as you all know, the holidays are officially here. Thanksgiving was yesterday. I personally gained about 12 pounds yesterday alone. Not sure how y'all are checking in at the moment, but despite the holidays, you know, the world of our beloved housewives, these crazy bitches never come to an end. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was on pause this week, but we still had Potomac on Sunday, several other housewives happening since Sunday. We're going to dive into all of that. And then throughout the show, I requested this week on my Instagram at Christian Gray Snow, I put up a little voicemail box thing, and you guys could call in, leave messages about which housewife you are either most thankful for or least thankful for. So I pulled all of your messages, and we're going to play them throughout the show. And yeah, thank you guys so much for submitting those. It was so much fun hearing what you all had to say, even if I agreed or disagreed with you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're going to dive into all this stuff and hear all your messages in this episode today. And the first message is going to happen now.
Hi, Christian. This is Kelly from New Jersey. The housewife I am least thankful for is Melissa Gorga. I am so happy that the truth keeps coming out, and she deserves to live in that ugly-ass new house with the weird roof and the garage that's not even attached.
All right, not the Gorga house. Y'all kill me. All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and talk about the Gorga house. I'm glad you brought that up. I already had that in my notes to discuss today. Anyway, earlier this week, Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga finally unveiled to what we were expecting to be like the Biltmore estate of Jersey houses. Like, I feel like they've been working on it forever. They also offloaded like a lot of homes in the process. Like, they sold like 3 or 4 other houses that they had, I think. Anyway, so they've been building this house forever. We all know that nobody sucks their own dick harder at construction than Joe Gorga. He's literally called himself Michelangelo of like construction before. Okay. Nate, I would love to know one person that's hired him to build their house. Anyway, so they unveiled their house earlier this week because they were moving in before the holidays. They had some sponsored posts with the moving company. So obviously they were posting all about it. And God forbid they were excited and hoping to get some good feedback from the Real Housewives audience, because that is not at all what happened. They have done sneak peeks here and there, but again, they did the grand reveal and people are not impressed at all. There's like zero symmetry on the house, you know, and I'm part of the crowd that's not impressed. Like, I'm not into it. There's zero symmetry in the house at all. Like, I even posted a meme. I was like, how straight are you? And then I posted a picture of like these windows that are like completely misaligned. It's just it's the weirdest thing. Like, listen, you have to know your strengths. I can barely pump gas in my car. Okay. I can barely put air in a tire. I have to YouTube it every fucking time. And I've only done it twice in my life. Okay. I can't put things together that involve manual labor. IKEA furniture, absolutely not. I've hired a TaskRabbit to help me put a rug down before, okay? I could build a house that looked prettier than that, okay? Or design something that looked cuter than that. Listen, I've seen tweets ranging from people saying it looks like their kids drew it, to it looks like a Holiday Inn Express, to it looks like a nursing home. And I just, I don't know. Like, but I couldn't help but wonder, Carrie Bradshaw, couldn't help but wonder, but like, how many times do we have to allow this to happen before we just stop allowing it to happen? Like, Joe Gorga literally took credit for a house flip. He posted, remember forever ago, he posted like a house flip and before and after or something and talked about like the progress on this project. And turns out he was not even a part of the project. It wasn't even his at all. He'd like never even been to the house. Fraud. And then let us not forget, in the earlier seasons, they had some like real estate agent or something come look at their house. I don't know if they were trying to sell it or I don't remember what it was, but they had a lady come tour their house And she was talking about how the marble countertops weren't even marble. She said it was wood or some shit like that. So I actually pulled the audio from that clip, so listen to it here.
What? Excuse me, is this a show?
You see the masterpiece?
I see it.
I'm Joey Michelangelo.
What is that? Oh my God, it just came off.
Don't touch another thing.
This isn't even real. Like, that's wood. Fake. This is a phony. So what else in the house is phony?
So yeah, and apparently Melissa has said before that Joe makes like double what she does off the show building houses. I would like to see it. I want to see how many houses Joe Gorga actually builds for people in a year, and I want to talk to them in a year to hear a review. If you are listening to this and you know somebody that lives in a Joe Gorga construction house, please have them call me. I would love to hear how it is. And the funny thing about them moving into this house, technically, because I'm pretty, other than like probably confessionals and stuff, the season of Jersey that just taped, it has wrapped. Like, so they're done. So I don't know that we'll even get to see this house now that everyone's talking about on the upcoming season of Jersey that we're all waiting for. We might, maybe, unless like construction of the house is like a focal story point for them or something like that. I don't know that we'll even see the house. So, and let's just call it like it is. Will we ever see the house? Because the way that things are going between Teresa and the Gorgas, there has never been a line drawn in the sand as hard as there is now, in my opinion, between Teresa and the Gorgas. Like, to me, it's the first time that their future on the show should absolutely be questioned. So with that being said, that, they weren't even in it during the taping of this last season, and that this could maybe be their last season, depending on how things go. Will we ever see the house? Will we ever see the house? It's going to be like the broke version of Heather Dubrow's house before she came back. Remember, she talked about this house forever and ever, and then she built it, and then she left the show, and all of us wanted to see it because it was so grand. It's going to be the same way, except this is going to be like wanting to tour like a Ripley's museum. It's just not as grand. But we're all going to want to see it. And that if they're not on the show, they're going to need some coins. So they'll definitely be hawking out YouTube tours, for which I will be sitting there to watch. I'm not even going to lie. All right, so before we move on to talking about this week's Real Housewives of Potomac episode, here are some more of your Thanksgiving messages.
My name is Jessica, and I am from Issaquah, Washington, and this Thanksgiving, I am the most thankful for the singer-stinger, Ramona Singer. She recently announced her retirement, and I think anyone can agree that we would not have the Roni that we all love and know so well without Ramona. So thank you, Ramona. I'm so happy we had you for as long as we did. God bless, love you, and caduce.
Hi, my name is Chelsea, and for Thanksgiving this year, I'm incredibly grateful for Lisa Barlow and her singing Away in the Manger and now Last Christmas, and I can't wait for her Christmas album to drop soon. Thoughts and prayers.
All right, this week's Real Housewives of Potomac has everybody all tore up, including me, yours truly. We see our Potomac ladies travel to Miami. We're just going to get to it. They end up having dinner at Peter Thomas's restaurant. First mistake, okay? They're at Bar 1, famously known as Bar None. Let's never forget. And by now, we all know that things got physical between Mia and Wendy after Mia was on this journey and mission to expose Wendy for not responding to Peter about a potential business deal. Because in an earlier episode, Wendy told Peter that she wanted to open a Nigerian lounge, a restaurant lounge type thing. And Peter said, okay, I'll send you the paperwork. Told her it would be roughly $300,000 to get in the game, and which is a lot of money. And basically, so Mia took it upon herself to expose Wendy for not taking this situation seriously with Peter, because Peter told Mia that Wendy didn't even get back to him whenever he reached out to her, and that she didn't bother to tell him that she was in his town at his restaurant. Now, I want to know who in the fucking world told Peter Thomas that Miami is his town. Alexia would like a word. Alexia from Miami, who's actually from Miami, Peter, would like a word. So, number one, why is this even happening? Why is Peter and listen, I was kind of into it at first, but this seems like some low-hanging fruit production. This seems like it's given lazy. It's given sloppy. It's given we have nothing else to do. Also, and like of all the places in the world in Miami, like the wonderful cuisine, y'all have these women eating at Karen's birthday night at a Peter Thomas restaurant. Absolutely not. So, okay, let me back up. I just don't understand why this is like he is so heavily involved. I don't know if production set Wendy up and told her that this would be like a good storyline to follow with something with Peter. I don't know if this was a very organic thing between Wendy and Peter, and then production just happened to be following along, but it seems all very, very, very convenient that not only is this happening between Wendy and Peter, but that Giselle, who says she's only met Peter like once and then did a benefit with him, is now getting the intel from Peter saying that Peter like told her that Wendy sought out everything he did just so they could do like a business venture together. But then in another breath, she talks about how that they met at an award show and all she did was a charity event with him. Like that's it. So I don't know. It's all adding up very, very weirdly to me. The math ain't mathin'. I don't like this storyline. I think it's weird. And also, quite frankly, I think we all know that Wendy and Peter aren't ever going to open a restaurant. You know, it's just not going to happen. And if Wendy's smart, she'll never open a restaurant with Peter. Like we've all seen his, like, good for him that things might be going well now. But we've seen the history. We've all seen it. Why would you jump into that when she has professor money, she has candle money, she has housewives money? Don't be risking your good coin with him. Okay. Anyway, I was also on Reality Check with Amy Phillips on Radio Andy this week, and I said this on there that, you know, again, we know that things got physical between Wendy and Mia. I think the reason this happened is because, and let me make it clear, I am Team Wendy in the situation. Make no mistake. But it's clear as day to me that Mia got like really, really, really caught up in, I think, the excitement of being a housewife. Like this is like her first big cast trip. Check. She's got that. It's her first time. She's so much of a cast member. They're letting her bring a friend into the cast. Check. She's leading the charge against Wendy, knowing the whole damn time that Giselle and Robin are going to be backing her up and loving it. Another check. Also, I think it got into her head. There has to be some sort of behind the scenes producing of her working with a producer or producers to infiltrate Peter into this situation, like them coordinating to go film at Bar One. And then Wendy said walking in, oh, I didn't even know we were going here. So there's a lot of coordinating that goes on to make these scenes happen, like permits and all this stuff. So I think that Mia, in the midst of all this, is just like, I'm hot shit. Like, I got a friend on the show. I am planning my first big trip. Me and production are like this, planning something against Wendy. We're bringing Peter in the mix. And I think she just thought that she was hot shit for a second. And girl, it did not go as you had planned. It did not. And like, I like Mia, but Mia lost me this episode quite a bit. And even her lying ass, I know she'd be lying half the time. I don't even care. But like this episode, it was just way too much. You know, it was like, it's almost like, what is all this for? This isn't for entertainment. And like, you're not fighting over Peter Thomas right now. I know not. I know the fuck not. So I don't know. I just think that, yeah, Mia was in her head, got caught up. And also, like, before Mia threw the drink at Wendy, I don't even think in that moment Wendy had said anything bad about G. She had maybe mentioned technically your marriage. Maybe that's what you and your husband do, something like that. But I don't necessarily think that she had even, unless it's edited out, that she had said something about G, Mia's husband specifically. So for Mia to say, don't bring my husband into it, I was like, what did she say about G? Did I miss that? I'm asking, like, did I miss that? Because I don't know if she misheard her, misunderstood, or if I missed something, but I've watched it twice now, and I still feel like there was a misconnect there in her throwing the drink. I was like, that was not at all. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Just way, way, way too far. But listen, we cannot talk about this situation, y'all, without adding some blame to Giselle and Robin. I'm sorry, the Green-Eyed Bandits. Like Robin said to Mia, you did exactly what Wendy wanted you to do. And that may be true, but Mia also did what Robin and Giselle wanted her to do. And that's true, because what they want to do is antagonize Wendy to the point of someone getting physical or something crazy happen while they sit back and look like angels. And I mean, Robin was literally sitting there filming the whole thing. Like, so she literally, like that, I think that was their ideal situation. And then for them to be able to point fingers at Karen and say, you're not doing anything, like they were in their glory in that moment. Giselle and Robin were. And again, I don't know if this is what they wanted, just like what I said about Mia, but baby, it did not go as planned. It didn't go as planned for Robin and Giselle. You know, I think that at the end of the day, look, I think maybe they used to like Wendy. They just don't like Wendy anymore. I don't know if that's for purposes of producing a show or if they genuinely just do not like her. I personally think they're intimidated by her. I think that Wendy's got a lot going on. I think she could, she's clearly the smartest one on the cast. She could run laps around them when it comes to her resume and what she's done in her life and her career, all of them. So yeah, I think that they feel a little bit intimidated. This is their show and that they think they're the OGs. And I think that, you know, they're just trying to make, I don't know what they're doing, but I don't like it. I feel really, really bad for Wendy. I'm totally team Wendy. I hope she keeps her head up and doesn't get out of this Housewives game for stupid shit like this, because, oh my God, because at the end, there was this like disclosure where it says the Johns Hopkins University is not affiliated with Real Housewives of Potomac. And I don't know, like, that kind of worries me. I really, really hope that was a joint type statement between Wendy and her job, because we all know that's, you know, Wendy is a professor there, and she had referenced in the fight, I believe with Mia, that she was like, I'm a professor, like, you know, what are you, something like that. And so I just really, really hope that for something silly and stupid like this, because Mia took it too far, that Wendy's job as a professor isn't impacted by this. So yeah, really, really crossing my fingers that nothing happens there. Also, since this episode, Mia has deleted her Twitter, which obviously a lot of celebrities are doing right now in the days of Elon and the hell that Twitter is. But she kind of came back. She was like, I'm reinstating my account just to say this. And she was like, you know, this is like what I was doing. I got caught in the moment, which is, like I said, I think she knew it was her moment to perform and she went for it, but the performance was not giving. But she also kind of sort of blamed it on editing by saying like something like, this is an edited TV show. And I'm like, oh baby, that is the nail. That's the nail in anybody's coffin, is to blame editing on social media on these shows, you know, like don't be doing that. So I don't know if Mia is tapping out because of this situation with Wendy and that she's getting all this hate on social media. I think she kind of I think Mia thought that social media and the audience would be on her side because it was just a dramatic Housewives moment, which yes, we all love, you know, we all love mess. You know, some people hate throwing drinks. I don't mind a drink being thrown here and there. I have to be honest. I don't mind going in the gutter with the comments every once in a while. That's what I would do if I were a housewife. My weapon of choice would be the low down dirty things that I would say about people if I were a housewife. Okay. But is this too much? You know, maybe this is too much. Maybe Mia's embarrassed by her behavior. We'll see. Who knows? But if you're not watching Real Housewives of Potomac on Sunday nights, then what the hell are you fucking doing? You're really missing out, okay? But before we move on to some Real Housewives of Miami news, here are a couple more of your Thanksgiving messages.
My name is Katie. I'm from Olympia, Washington, and I am most thankful for Kim Solsiak Bierman. She taught me how to spell cat, and for those that don't know how to spell cat, it's K-A-T.
Hi, I'm Sam from Long Island, New York. The housewife that I am most thankful for is baby gorgeous herself, Lisa fucking Barlow. And the housewife that I am least thankful for, I don't think she's gonna be a housewife for much longer, but Diana from Beverly Hills. I think she just has really bad energy.
All right, everybody. A report from Page 6 earlier this week indicates that things are still very tough between Real Housewives of Miami star Lisa Hochstein and her estranged husband, Lenny. We all know they are in an intense, divorce, finance. I don't even know if it's a custody battle. I think Lisa's kind of taking on sole custody of the children. Anyway, yeah, they're in an intense battle of everything, all of it. This report indicates that Lisa is literally unable to buy the basics for her and Lenny's children, Logan 7 and L3, saying, the article says she tried to buy diapers and food for their minor child, but the credit card declined. If the credit card declining wasn't enough, Lisa also claims that Lenny has failed to transfer money into her account for several months and took her car away as well. Lisa alleges in documents that Lenny revoked her access to all vehicles, which forced her to take their children trick-or-treating in an Uber while he threw a $100,000 Halloween bash at his house. She said Lenny has the ability to throw lavish parties, but doesn't have the ability to desire or provide support for me and our two young children. But that's not it. Since Lisa has made these claims in court, Lenny is fighting back a little bit, y'all. Lenny is now requesting that Lisa have to release her income information from Peacock, who we all know has picked up Real Housewives of Miami. Season 5 starts in 2 weeks. And he's like, okay, well, if you need so much money, if you're so broke, then let's look at what the money you're making. And it seems like he's going to get it. I saw one report, I don't know if it's true, that said she may have to hand over proof of salary by the end of the year. And one report said she makes upwards of $30,000 an episode for Peacock. So look, that's decent money, but pre-tax. And then you have to factor in their lifestyle. Come the fuck on, Lenny. Open your pockets. Open your pockets. And speaking of opening your pockets, I'm going to need Peacock to open their purse too, because this is the plan. This is what I need everybody to get on board with. After she takes this man for every dime she has, somebody at Peacock, I'm going to need somebody to do some Todd Chrisley style fraud here for me real quick, okay? Y'all need to scrap them documents, make it look like Lisa does this show for fun, say she did it for exposure for her husband's plastic surgery company, that she wasn't really making that much money. Boom. Take Lenny's money, take a big chunk of change, lock in spousal support, lock in child support, lock in whatever the fuck you can, and then open up your purse. Pay our girl. And Lenny is a sack of shit. That's what everyone needs to know on this topic. Lenny is a sack of shit. Thank you. Moving on to some more Thanksgiving messages.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm the most thankful for baby gorgeous Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City. She is just the best. I love her. She's given us so much storyline, so much drama, so many fun one-liners, so much personality. Her family is great. She's talented. She can sing, and she's just the best. She's so good to her fans and loves interacting with us, and she's just perfect for the show. And I love her, so I'm thankful for her.
Thankful mention to Garcelle for helping keep the spirit of LPP alive, because even though she did not appear on any Bravo shows this year, she was still a topic of conversation on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, and she came up at the reunion. She has been an undying spirit of housewives, and she is in their minds, in their mouths, and in their storylines, even though she hasn't been on the show in years, and she's keeping those women bothered, and for that reason, I'm very thankful.
All right, I don't know about being the most thankful for Lisa Vanderpump now, but it is the holiday season, so I'm gonna let y'all have that. But as we close out, I thought that I could get a little mushy-gushy for a second, and I'd pick 3 things from the Real Housewives world that I am most thankful for in this past year. I can't believe that 2022 is almost coming to an end, by the way. Like, what the actual fuck? Yeah, what a year. What a year. I've already almost been in Seattle. In January, it will be 1 year since I moved to Seattle from Los Angeles, and it feels like I've been there for 2.5 weeks. So that's wild. Anyway, first things I want to thank people for or just thank the universe for in the Real Housewives world, drum roll, is this platform. Can you believe that somebody trusts my messy ass to come on here once a week and share my messy ass thoughts about these women and their lives? Because I can't either, okay? I'm just kidding. I do want to thank my team at Hurrdat Media for having this podcast, the Christian Grey Snow Show. I mean, to Pat at Hurrdat, who was there from the beginning, making this happen. Eric Weiss for introducing us. Seriously, I'd be so sad if I didn't get to do this every week. Like, I literally would be so sad. And I can't not give a huge shout out to Cam, who is behind the scenes every episode, listening to my gay ass voice rant. He's my producer, editor, actually makes these episodes enjoyable so that y'all don't just like hit skip the entire time. You know what I mean? So Cam, thank you. Thank you, Hurrdat. Thank you all each week for listening. I mean, how cool is it that, again, we get to come on here each week and connect. Like, as I was listening to the messages from you guys, the Thanksgiving messages, it was just crazy, like hearing, just the range of like where everyone's from and just everyone's opinion. So it's never lost on me how crazy it is that this silly show, that started in 2006 has now turned into this like global franchise that all of us sit around and talk shit about all week, every week. So it's a lot of fun. Second thing I'm most thankful for is, on the heels of the last thing I said, Bravo community, y'all's messy asses. Some of y'all are pains in my ass. Period. Some Bravo people have no taste. Some Bravo people have never listened to Ramona Singer when she says, I'm an acquired taste. If you don't like me, acquire some taste. Some of these people have never acquired taste in the damn near 20 years that we've been watching these shows. So I'm going to need that to change. However, the good majority of y'all are fun. And the good majority of y'all have taste. And the good majority of y'all respect the history of this franchise, which is important. So again, just crazy how, a random group of 5 or 6 women in Coda de Caza, California has, with a camera crew in 2006, has spanned into this madness, So, and also because of the Bravo community, like my followers on Instagram, like I genuinely think it's because of that, and like me making content, and people supporting it and liking it, that I've had the most amazing experiences this year that I'm so thankful for. Like I got, because of my page, I was connected to my favorite housewife of all time, Vicky. Hello, the fucking OG of the OC. I've spent time with her in Vegas, Mexico, and New York all this year, all because of, the content on my Instagram and the people that follow me and support it and like it and repost it. And, and then, I mean, it's crazy. I look at, my Etsy shop and see the people buying crazy stuff from my Etsy shop. Like I can't get over the fact that there's so many people out there who just enjoy checking in with me and what I'm doing and my content and supporting it, and therefore helping me have incredible experiences because of that. So I have to thank all of y'all as well. I love you bitches. I really do. All right. The last thing that I'm most thankful for this year, I did a whole fucking episode about it. BravoCon, bitches. It was the best 3 days of my entire life. Even though, as I detailed on my BravoCon episode, I had severe anxiety the entire time I was there. Well, the first 2 days, but it was literally the best 3-day weekend of my entire life. Back to the last note, people that I've met and connected with on Instagram and other platforms through this community. I was able to meet so many of y'all and hang out with y'all and just get to know stuff about you. And then I was able to connect with iconic housewives too, doing dinner with Teresa, Jen, meeting Kyle. All of that, was because of y'all and because of the support that I get. And again, BravoCon was literally the best 3-day weekend of my entire life. I tell everybody, if you were not there, start selling your body now and saving up, because I am already looking forward to next year. If you see me on Craigslist selling My ass for some BravoCon coins. No, you didn't. Mind your business. Okay. All right. That is all for this week's episode. I just want to say again, thank you all so much for being here, for listening, for supporting. I hope that your Thanksgiving is a really wonderful time for you to sit back, relax, and just find what really makes you happy and smile every single day. Thank you all so much. As always, don't do anything I wouldn't do, which means you're free to go be a crazy slut, even, yes, on this holiday weekend. Love you all, and I'll see you next week. Pesos.